Welcome to MBW. Today we are going to convert tubed fat bike wheels to tubeless, and we will go step by step through the process on getting this done first go. I'm going to take the tire off this wheel here, and I'm just going to go through the steps of setting up the changeover to going tubeless. So the best way with this kit, taking the air out, is to physically take the core out. Usually this guy here comes with some of the valves that you buy for taking the core in and out. It's a small and simple tool. You just drop it through here. Undo the core. Unscrew it. Now, with a lot of these flat profile rims, there's a small divot there, so you'll have to press off the side to break the bead. So, usually put up against the bench. Okay, and then do the other side. Now this one's coming off handy enough because it's coming off a new wheel. If this was on it for a while after a few rides and it was bedded in, it would be pretty hard to take off. So what I'd like to do then is just squeeze in the tire into the centre of the rim to loosen it up. The centre is the low point, and this will allow you then to actually take it off without using tire levers. If you see the way I'm just catching this, pulling it around, lift it over to get on the edge, then you can pull down. Next job here. Because we're putting tape on here, I need to take at least 10-12 mil off each side. Now, I'll be cutting them. All we want to do is that we get the edge of this cover over the spoke nipple. And once we get to that point, the tape is going to seal it to hold it here. So, we'll remove this. So, now, can lift it. Don't try and overstretch it. Just get it up so you can get your fingers in. Get them under to pull it out over the side of the rim. Like so. Now, what you can do, if you want to put a bit of colour in, you can buy different colour these rim strips, but buy specific ones for the wheels. Don't go off and try and buy coloured duct tape and put it in. This stuff is pretty strong and you're going to need it when you're running tubeless. So usually what I do, I'm just going to fold it over, get a point. I'm using this as a gauge to start my cut, so I'm just going to go in about here and go in the same distance the opposite way. If you flip it around, again you see it here. There's a marking. I'm just going to cut it freehand. Obviously if this is a new tape, there won't be any markings from the spoke nipples, so you're going to have to, as I was saying earlier, with the measurement, like 10 to 12 mil cut is, you just need to sight it and just cut it as straight as you can. Kind of keep the edge parallel with the scissor as you're going with it. It should line up again. So we have a cut. So I'm going to put this back on. Now you want to make sure the rim is clean. Just give it a quick wipe. Just make sure there's no grease or oil on it. So obviously, the valve hole on the strip, line it up with the valve hole here on the rim, which is there. Again, just keep it centre. So this is a really thin tape and it's really strong. I mean, the biggest problem is you can't just go putting heavy tapes on to try and seal this, because the tire is going to mount on top and it's not going to seat right. It needs to sit down into these grooves and lock on the inside. So this is 100 mil tape, the rim's 80, so I'm going to fit it to one side and trim the other side off as I'm putting it on. And once this is on, we're going to use the orange seal tape which is for doing the tubeless. If these rims were closed, say like a double wall, where there's no drill out or carbon, one run of this is sufficient. But because this is a drill out, we need to seal this with the tape first and then cover it with this to protect it. Usually start with the first layer on the valve hole. Just kind of start back. If you can see here, what we're going to do is start in a joint across here so the tape can sit down tight. When you put this on, you want to make sure that you put it on well, that there's no air sitting in under the tape where it's connecting to the metal. So you can just see the way we're sitting this on to get started. Once we get this keyed on, we can stretch it on as we go along, like so. You need to take your time doing this job. This isn't a rush job. So put a bit of tension on it. Your finger in there. I will be running over this again. Just want to get this started. So again now, and just getting this tidied up. Now, preferably if you had a knife with a handle on it, it'd be safer. Now with this guy on, now this tape again, I got this in, say, a hardware store. Well, it was more a supplier that would do the likes of air ducting equipment and plumbing. So this is a real light, super strong tape. So you would, if you ask for it, they'd probably be able to source it out. When I was picking it up, it didn't have a name on the brand. I just seen the tape, looked at the quality of it, and I knew that was the tape for doing these wheels. We've done a lot of wheels with this tape. We've had zero problems. Right, so one of this. So usually with the lapping joints, you don't want to have too much of it starting on one side. So since we lapped this tape on the valve side, we want the opposite side because where they join the wheels is always a big surface area. Don't overstretch these when you put them on, just kind of good tension as you're laying it on. So we'll start here. Right, so getting back now to connect the tape. There we go. Just going to keep a bit of tension on it here. Right, so now we've sealed the rim. So we're going to cut the tape here across it. Again, it needs to stick on a hard point, so we're going to get it on a joint of alloy on the rim. Be careful not to actually cut through the work you've just done. So now we need to pierce a hole. So there's our, what you do not want to do is put a big hole through here just to get the valve in. You just want to put a marking through here just to get it started. So that's the hole. We're just gonna, what we're gonna do is thread it in clockwise. So you're kind of cutting it through, so the actual tape seals in on the threads here, so it just helps with the seal. So kind of just screw it in, and just as you're threading it through, push it down the way. That's done. What I'm going to do is we'll put the lock ring on here. I'm going to use the workbench. It's to act as a press to push this in, just so I can lock it up. So I'm going to push against it. Give me a gap here. Tighten this up. Oh, we can feel it tightening in. There we go. Right, so next job, we're going to take the core out. Again, we're going to get our core tool here. Drop it in. Let's undo it. This is a Maxxis trail tire. So this bike is going to be used just a lot of trail. So these tires are designed for it. Very aggressive tread. Really good tire. Been using these for a long time now. Okay, so we've got the tire on. Now, what we're going to do, obviously we're going to use a compressor here. If you get to this stage and you don't have a compressor at home, go to your local filling station. Most of them have an air point there. Now, this is another tip. You're setting it up. Try and pull the sides of the tire out to the edge like this. Push down the center and kind of pull the sidewalls out to meet the edge of the rim. Now, I'm pretty happy with that. The form there. Now, you've got a 26-inch tube. We use this as a brace. The whole idea of this is it's going to put tension on the tire to keep it pushed down when we're getting it ready to set the bead. A lot of people have problems when they're trying to put air in to set up a tire where it won't hold. Once you get started, I'm going to lean it in on something. And the workbench is a great place to press this off. Okay, get it dead center. So, like this. Right. Now you're going to be careful here. You need to monitor the bead as it's sitting on. And you just can't just drive a load of air. So just get it started. Okay. So we've got up here. We're at a point. The bead's not out yet. So we're going to start injecting it slowly. Now, once you start seeing the bead line creep up, I'm going to show you now. There we go. See the bead line here starting to lift. So this bit's on. This isn't. So with the pressure, you just go slowly letting air in. There we go. So it's on all the way around on this side. You can check the other side now. Just put your finger on the valve. So the bead is set. We can let out the air now. So if you even get this bit done in a filling station, you're fine. Just and keep it set. When you come home, your regular pump is going to pump this guy up. I'm going to show you with this pump over here how it's done. So the next job we want to do is put the sealant in. Usually 4 ounces is what goes into each of these, and they can be topped up after a couple of weeks riding. Just because basically orange seal, good product. It's like painting the inside of the tire, so it is going to lose a bit. But getting started, 1 bottle will do the 2. You need to shake this stuff really well. The beauty of these tops as well, these bottles, when you put them on, I'm going to be going by, measure like so. You get them into the wheel, you set the bottle directly on, and just start squeezing it in. It'll make a bit of a mess, but not much. So that's it. I'm going to roll it up. That's it. Just about half there. So we're going to put the core in. Now the valves setting in on the tape, they are going to loosen up a small bit so from turning, so we're going to give this another twist. Yeah, we're good to go. So this pump I'm using is the Toe Peak Joe Blow booster. It's good for tubeless work. Very good on mountain bikes for, say, inflating the tyre to set the bead. The fat bike, a bit more work. We have to use the compressor as I showed. But with this, what I'm doing is I've charged up the cylinder here with air. It's just to get air in quick. You can still pump it up after you have the bead set. As I said, you can pump up with a regular pump. But we've just this here, it's handy to use, so we're just going to put it on and show you how it works. Basically the charge, so I've pumped it up on the charge, so this is set, and I want to get the air in. I'm just going to open this and it's going to let the air out to fill the tyre. Connect up here. Okay. And then done. So we just need to put a small bit more in just to get this going, but not much, as I say. It's not much pressure in these guys. I'm going to set this up to hold for the night at about 10 psi, and then we're going to drop the pressure once we'll take it for a ride. What I would say to get is gauges. If you are doing your tire pressure for rides, is to have a good gauge that can read the pressure low, because with fat bikes, and PSI makes a massive difference in how the bike rides on the trail, especially with these tires.